Good morning. It's Tuesday, everybody. Let's wake up and get to work. I'm back from Mockingbird Lane. Woo, it was a fun weekend. I got all the way down to San Antonio and I got to meet some really cool creators in person. Good morning, Billy. Of course, I was next to William Russell on one side and Gilbert Perez on the other side. So we knew the weekend was going to be fun. But I also got to meet Travis Gibbs, Brian Wolf, and Gambit. Joe Solis was there. They were on the other side. So I got to hang out with some really cool creators, meet some new people. Mark McKenna was there. A ton of people were there. Oh gosh, our celebrity that was at like the end of the row. Good morning. Was a guy that was like super tall actor. His name was Dan. Forget his last name, but he was in Cabin in the Woods. So he's one of the undead family, like when they read the book and the gross zombie family comes out from the woods. He was a super tall guy with the big old weapon. So it was that guy. I was like, wow, he's really tall. And then you get to stand up next to him. And I'm like, he was so tall. I think he's actually taller than you, Tom. I think. You know what they say about walking on Mockingbird Lane? No, is there a thing about that? Billy? I don't know. But so the drive was like 4.5 hours. So it was doable. And my husband came along with me. So a lot of people got to meet my better half in person. He does exist. I swear he does. So we had a good time. It was a great time. Thank you again to Brian Wensloff, who got me there and back. And I had a great time. We sold books. We talked comics and hot sauce. And I mean, what more can you ask for? Let's see. Just a reminder that their late pledges are still on for Path of the Pale Rider 1 through 8. You can still get books. I saw a lot of people this weekend. There's still opportunity to get in here and get some of these cool things. Oh, Ken Salinas was there too. Ken Salinas almost burned down the hotel, mind you, because he put a croissant in one of those toasters. I mean, you have to, yeah, it was fun. So anyhow, you can still get in here and get some books. William Russell bundle there. We have 7,000 t-shirts the t-shirts are turned off at this point. So if you want some of the other merch, you got to talk to me directly because most of it's turned off, but it's still there. So that's kind of where we're at. Kickstarter money is in. I'm gonna start ordering things. I got poker cards ready to order. I got onesies ready to order. Secret rewards. I'm gonna start ordering all the things. They'll start coming in, and I'll start showing them off. Gilbert has 2 more pages of layouts. He's penciling away, and then it's going to be moving on. He's going to be inking and off to Matt, and off we go. So things are moving, and it's good. It's a good feeling. I'm looking forward to getting through Easter. I got some personal things in my life with my family that will slow down after Easter, and then life will be good. Life is always good. You know what I mean? All right. Enough about me. Let me bring in my guest today. Friend of the show, has been on several times. I think he's pretty close. I don't know if you've beat Carissa yet, but I think you're pretty close to beating Carissa because she hasn't come on recently. So,
well, if I could get on more than 3 times a year, I'd beat her. But it's like this. There's like this paywall. It's like you've been here 3 times, and now you owe us money.
I should do that. In fact, people have told me that I should start a second show that's paid. Just because this one is, I mean, it's free. I'm not going to charge people to come on and promote indie. I love indie, but it's booked out just so far. I think we're booked out to, I want to say November.
Yeah, so, I know I have one more with you in May or June. But I don't know that I have anything else the rest of the year. So I'll just have to start locking in 2027.
That's what happens. But I think that's what started it, Tom, is you were like, okay, so in 2025, so last year you had done this where you were like, I'm going to be live here, here, and here. And so you went and started grabbing spots. And then like people were like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're booked out in June? And I was like, I don't know. People are picking dates, man.
Yeah.
So then everybody else started picking dates. And now here we are.
Yeah.
Get Tom on the cancellation list. I have that too. It's crazy. It's nuts. when people cancel and then there's like 5 people in a row that are
I'm on multiple people's cancellation lists. Like I've told, if you, I mean,
wait,
unless it's like, unless it's a weekend, that's more sketchy. But if it's like during the week, odds are I'm probably home anyway.
yeah.
And if you need somebody to hop on, I can generally hop on. So, yeah.
I know you've been my go-to a few times where I'm like, I don't have no guests. What are you doing? You know, get some coffee and hang out with me for 2 hours. Cool.
Yeah, sure. I guess.
Oh, darn.
Yes,
Have to
I
hang out
guess.
with Laurie and talk nerd stuff.
I guess.
I know. I'm terrible to hang out with. That's why everybody clamors to be on the show.
Yeah, like I don't think I've been on with you for like
it's been
6
a while.
months. I mean, like it's been
since
like
before. It had to be last year fall.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe. Yeah, I know I was with you in June. And then I want to say we did something in the fall, but I don't remember, but it's been a minute. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, but it was before like Thanksgiving and the holidays and
sure. Yeah.
all of that. So that was, 6 months at least. So, hey, we get to catch up. What's up?
Nothing.
Yeah. Nothing's new.
Not doing anything. No, not doing anything.
Lies.
Yeah, no, it's it's weird because last year was our 15-year anniversary as the company. Which means 15-year anniversary of Critter and Penny. But then as we come into this year, we start rolling into 15-year anniversaries of our books. So 15 years of Oz this year, that's what we're focusing on. 15 years of Ursa Minor next year, 15 years of Scheherazade the year. Like it's like this weird cycle of this is what we have to do because we have these anniversary things like, kind of popping in. And then when we get to 2030, it'll be the 20th anniversary of the company. And then we'll cycle again. It'll be 20 years of Oz, 20 years of Jesus Christ. Like it's I kind of it's and part of that whole like mental thing of like, oh my God, 20 years we've been doing this. It's like it's time to get some shit finished. Like I want to finish these books, doesn't mean we wouldn't still like celebrate them as we came along, but I need to get them sort of off my plate because there's other things that I want to do.
I was gonna say.
So like I've plotted out like Ursa Minor, for example. That's probably the easiest one to sort of really nail down and go because it's a shorter story. It was planned a little bit shorter story than some of the other stuff. So I've been trying to like work this out. Like, okay, what do I do to like knock this out so it's done?
Yeah.
What do I do to then focus in on Oz so it's done? Because all the books that I have finales. Like they were all. I know where I'm going.
Okay.
And the only one that was sort of like meant to be open-ended, it still has sort of a finale, but it's sort of like I'll get there when I get there, was Critter. Because with the superhero world, it's sort of like we just make left and right turns all the time. We don't have to have this linear, like we're going here, and then we're done. You can just bounce and have fun and go crazy while still moving yourself forward towards the goal.
Right.
And so, when I started, I always said, like, I want to be able to say I did 100 issues of Critter. I want issue 100 of Critter. So, right now we're on 25. Now, technically, we still had the original 5-issue miniseries. So technically we have done 30 issues, but and then next year we're coming back in to do a brand new arc. So we'll get ourselves up to 30. But when you're only doing like 5 issues a year instead of 12, like we were doing back in the day, it's sort of like that's sort of like in a way it's a drain on me because I used to be like, let's go. We were doing anywhere between 3 to 5 books a month back then, and now we're doing like 1 book a quarter-ish type of thing, and now to offset that, some of these books have become bigger. So instead of just doing like a 20-page book, it's a 40-page book. So it's like the equivalent of 2 issues to kind of push us a little faster. And I like doing that. I think that's great, but it's still such a slowdown from where we were, and I can feel that as a creator because I kind of feel like I'm stuck. It's like I did a book and now I have to wait for the campaign and wait for the money and ship the books out and then do another one. Like, fuck, I just want to make a book, man. Like, let's go. So you know, like we talked about in the green room, I'm looking at modifying how I do things.
Yeah.
To be a little faster, to be a little more like focused, like let's knock out, you know, an arc of like, let's knock out 2 arcs of books every year, right? So if I knocked out Oz and Ursa Minor every year, we did 2 arcs, we would finish that faster than if we're going like Penny, Critter, Oz, Scheherazade,
okay,
and then cycling back.
Pause for a second. I want to talk to you.
Like, this is my show, Laurie. This is my show.
He was asleep in the green room, and here he is. I was like, all right, wait, no,
saving all the energy.
All right, so, but I think, you know, you being so busy, and I see other creators do this too, where they go between all the different. That boggles my mind how people are able to flip from story to story and run a Kickstarter and fulfill and run a Kickstarter fulfill. But there is something to be said about sticking with one story and continuing that story, you know, because then you can just get it further. And then, like you said, have it off your plate and then start the other one. But well, you're already doing so much. So would that affect some of the other audiences if like, hey, we're not going to do Ursa Minor this year, but we're going to do it next year?
Yeah, no, that it definitely would. But again, it's you know, in my brain, I did it because it was like, well, let's celebrate 15 years. Let's celebrate 15 years. Like, I feel like in my head that makes sense. But if you're taking a year or 2 off between every title, then people can be like, well, I guess maybe they don't make the book anymore, or, you know, because social media does not work the way that we understand it to work, my friends. It just doesn't. Nobody is online 24 hours a day waiting for you to post about your comic. That's not a thing. So if for any reason they start to think like, oh, I guess maybe it doesn't exist anymore, they will just move on. And I've had that experience just from publishing. Like when I went to Aspen and we weren't labeled under Big Dog Ink anymore in the Diamond catalog, people just assumed we were out of business. They didn't even bother to figure out like, and we were in the news, like Bleeding Cool was talking about us merging and stuff. And people were just like, well, I guess they're gone. And so here I am 10 years after Aspen, and I go to like C2E2 and people are like, oh my God, you're back. I'm like, no, I've literally never been gone.
No, they don't pay attention.
Yeah. So consistency.
Yes.
I've
tried to explain that to artists as well, because like, well, how often do you want to produce a book? And I'm not super fast in any way means. I'm like, I need to do at least 2 a year. Yeah. And I'm like, and if you're too busy to do 2 a year, then unfortunately we can't. Like, we can't work together. I'm like, because if I don't do at least 2 issues a year, people are going to stop tuning in. Yeah. And it's like, I would love to do 4 a year.
That's like a pretty loose deadline, 2 a year.
2 a year, exactly. It's not, and I mean, like, that's easy to work with, and like, if you have life circumstances, we can work around it. Yeah, you know what I mean. But I'm like, minimum 2 a year. I'd love to do 3, 4. 4 would be my goal. I would love to do just once a quarter, have a book out, and then again, it's like you said, the book can be out a little bit quicker. The readers are more satisfied, and then eventually we can get to those omnibuses and trade paperbacks quicker and move them on. I got other stories too, but I'm just doing Path.
Yeah. Well, the thing, it's like I want to fit. This was, and it came into my head because somebody, who was it? It was Todd McFarlane did an interview where he was talking about the value of finishing a book. Maybe it wasn't Todd. I've been listening to so many people. Somebody was talking about the value of like, hey, we finished a book, and part of it was Robert Kirkman, because it was like Walking Dead and Invincible, like they finished. Yeah. And so Todd was like, or whoever it was like, so now Robert has these 2 books that are finished. He can say they're finished, that he can use that as, you know, and now we have the Invincible cartoon, right? Because, hey, here's the finished story. You know what happens, and I can pitch this to you. But now if he wants to, he can go back in and reprint that series eternally through trade paperbacks, hardcovers, omnibus books. Like it's an evergreen product to keep making it, especially when it's done, because then the fans know, oh, there's like 10 books. I got to get 10 books. Right. And they can put that in their brain, versus like, well, we're just going and going and going.
Right. I don't like the forever runs, because I'm like, I don't know where we're going.
You're right.
Like meandering around.
Yeah. So for me, it's like all my books have finales. So I want to finish a book. I want to say this is done. And then, you know, the interesting part of that is now, again, with Robert Kirkman, is even though Invincible's done, he's now gone back into the series and is doing a book called Battle Beast. But the interesting part of that is it's not a continuation because, spoiler alert, Battle Beast dies, right? In the series, he dies. Sorry.
I mean, it's been out for a while, I think.
Yeah. So he so it's not like he's just telling him, well, he's back. We found a way to keep him
right.
alive.
No, it's not.
He's gone back to early Battle Beast stories. And the idea is that they'll tell Battle Beast stories up until the point of hitting the Invincible, where he makes his first appearance. And then you'll have like this line of, okay, here's Battle Beast.
It makes more sense to do that because like by the time that we met Battle Beast, he was just this.
He was a guy. He was just going. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like he was crazy. Mm-hmm. He was like himself almost invincible. And it's like, okay, here's a worthy adversary. But how did he get there? It's almost like, what's the pink guy?
Alan the Alien.
Thank you. Where it's just like when he started out, he was nothing.
Right.
To where he is at the end, it's way different. So it's like to see that kind of journey with Battle Beast will be really cool. He's such a crazy character, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
yeah, but there's
I want to finish it.
Offshoots and
that's the thing. If you finish a book, that doesn't mean you're finished. Like you can always come back to it and do like Battle Beast style things or, whatever you want to do. But at least you have that. It's like we talk about with why is manga popular? Again, it's because there's a finite thing. It's like, oh, Death Note, it has 28 books. That's it.
Yeah.
You're in, you're out, you're done. People understand. I've got all the Death Note. But when it comes to like Batman and Superman and whatever, it's like, where do you begin to collect and put a thing together, right?
Yeah.
And so people struggle with it. But with something like Invincible, it's finite. So he's created this, I've got them right there. It's 25 trade paperbacks. And it's a dozen hardcovers, right? In sort of the basic sense.
The hardcover ones,
yeah. And so it's very easy for people to be like, oh, I can buy 12 books and have the whole story.
That's the big difference between these legacy characters and versus indie. And that's, I think, what indie excels at is that it's not just the you get 12 and you're done, you know what you're getting into, but it's also the beginning, middle, and end. You get that payoff. You get the you get the story as it's intended to be instead of, oh, we've rebooted and none of that happened and now we're going to make up new shit. And like, that's not entertaining to me because then none of the stakes matter. They're never going to.
Yeah.
And always come back.
I remember when they killed Damian Wayne, like he was Robin for a while, Damian Wayne, and they killed Damian Wayne and people were like, oh my God. I'm like, he's back in 6 months, right? Like this none of this matters.
It's like if they can kill Superman and then bring him back, everybody else can come back.
It's crazy. Yeah. So like when I killed a character in my book, a specific one, I won't in Critter, I won't spoil it.
I was mad at you.
When I see, that's what I'm saying. You were mad and you weren't the only one. Like other people were like, that's not real. Right. And I was like, no, that's.
I know. I had to go back and reread it. And I was like, okay, nope. And I kept looking for this. Nope, she's not back. And I was just like, I'm a bitch. I'm like, I really liked her.
That's how you've got, you're doing something right. If people are upset when something happens to the character, that's
That's my realm. I wear that for a reason.
Yeah.
Drink the tears of my readers. Even this weekend, I had a gentleman that bought the trade paperback. And he walked the con and he came back maybe a couple hours later and he was just like, I read it, cover to cover. He was like, it's so good. He was like, when's the next trade coming? And I was like, oh, this summer. You know what I mean? Like, you just follow my socials and and you can pick up the next one because as crazy as this one, the next one is like 100% more crazy. And he was just like, by the way, your issue 1, why you got to do that? And I was like, because you're in now. That's why.
Yeah. Yes.
We had to abuse that horse. I'm sorry. Don't come for me, people. So 15 years of writing Legend of Oz, the Legend of Oz.
Yeah.
Can you, back when you started it, did you ever imagine that it would go this far and that you would be 15 years later still writing this series? And
well, no, because I figured I probably would be done by now had we not gone to Aspen and slowed everything down and then left Aspen and did Kickstarter. Like everything slowed down for like 10 years. And so that's had we just kept going and going, we'd probably be done. But I did know by the time we released the third issue, I knew we had something. The sales were high. The people were on it. It was, we had Nei doing covers for it regularly, and people were vibing on that. I knew we had a thing that would last till I was done with it. I never really felt like, oh yeah, this is, we created a flash in the pan and it'll, no one will care in 6 months. Like, no, I knew we had it. So, and then, so it came out in 2011, the very end of 2011, and January, February, March, somewhere in there is where I got a message on Facebook, of all places, just out of the blue, by Mark Baum, who is a distant relative of L. Frank Baum. And he's the guy that helps run the Ozzy event in New York that I go to. There's a museum there as well called All Things Oz. And he was like, oh, hey, so, we do this thing in New York, Ozzy, and we like to bring artists and writers and whatever that do Oz stuff. Do you want to come? And I was like, yeah, of course. So that was 2012. And I've been invited back every year since.
That's so cool.
This is my 13th straight year or whatever. There were the 2 COVID years that they didn't do it, but for every year that they've done it, I've been there since 2012. So now we get to celebrate 15 years of this book at Oz itself, which will be great. Yeah. We'll have the omnibus out, because the omnibuses are just about done.
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, because I know they're at the printer, right?
Yeah, that's been a nightmare. It's been just a nightmare. Because we weren't prepared. I shouldn't say we, because I had people I had doing work. They just did the work, but I wasn't prepared for what was gonna what had to be done to make this. I mean, just the upscaling of 500 pages alone. Like, my letterer had to go through all 500 pages and upscale everything, because it's a bigger book. So our omnibus books are like 11 by 10 or whatever it breaks down to be. So it's a bigger size book than just our normal pages. So it's not like just sending it off for a trade paperback. He had to literally go through every page, blow it up. We were missing files, 15 years of files. We were missing files that we had to find. And thankfully, the artists that we were like, hey, do you have this? They were like, yeah, I got it. And, we got the files back. So there's only one file we couldn't find. And we had a version of it. It has some logos and stuff on it. I was trying for our cover galleries and all that. I was trying to like post the clean version just to have a different take on it. But we couldn't find it, but we did have the logo version. So I'm like, that's fine. Just stick it in there. And it kept growing. So I thought it was going to be about 450. And then it was like, well, we're adding this extra stuff. So it's like 475. And then I was like, nope, I miscounted. Now it's like 480, like, holy shit. And then at the end, it was like 512 pages.
Oh my God.
So yeah.
That's massive. I cannot wait to get mine, by the way. I got the fancy one, of course. So I'm really looking forward to holding this giant thing up and blocking my entire face with it. Like, look what I got. 500 pages.
Yeah. It's gonna be a beast. And we're working with a new printer. So, because these guys allowed us to do some different things than our other printer did with like paper stock and stuff. And so, and I wanted, so this is what they did. So they got all the files and we were looking through them and they gave me digital proofs, right? Like, okay, look at all this. But they were like, now we want to send you the book so you can actually see it, like color, whatever you need to do. So it's high res printed. This is what it will look like when we print it. So I'm thinking, okay, cool. They'll send me a few books.
What'd they send you? Oh no. I gotta blow up my screen because
they sent me this.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? They sent you the signatures.
So this is how they print it, before cutting and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I want that.
No, absolutely not.
I want it.
Absolutely not.
Because I'll bind it.
I want it as it is. Like, this is a crazy proof thing. But see, like, it has all the cuts and everything, so you can see where all the cuts were going to go. And so they were like, so just go through it page by page, make sure everything's the way you want it. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah. And then all of a sudden I start seeing these fuck ups. And I'm like, wait a minute, why is this like down? Why is this over? Like, if we were to print it, it's going to have these weird gaps in the gutters. And so I went back to the trade paperbacks to see if, like, okay, was this something that we did on the trade paperbacks?
Yeah,
and the originals, or is it just screwed up for them? And I went back to the trade paperbacks and it was screwed up there. So, yeah. So, but no, that's good because now it's all fixed. Now I'm going through this like, okay, this one has to be moved and this one has to. And
John Westhoff and I are going to fight for that. We're going to show up at your house.
No,
we're going to have a fist fight.
No,
and then we'll have an ultimate battle. Wait, John, first we will tie up Tom and then we will fight for it. Okay. Because if Tom has free arms, he's going to be, he might just run away from us. So he's got long legs.
And then there's the cover. Guys.
Yeah. Look at that. Gorgeous.
Yeah. So, so again, this has been
like that. I know what to do and sew that together and glue it into a binding. Like, okay.
Yeah, but it's more fun for it to be free and carefree and
Well, if fun. You get another one of those and you don't want to ship it to me, I'll take care of it.
So it's been a meticulous job to try and make this as perfect as it can possibly be for something that is 15 years old. So and they're done. They're in the binding process. They told me. They said that because I told them, like, I'm doing Extravaganza in June. I have to have these books for this event because we planned this like a year ago to have these things there. And they were like, yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. Like, based on the shipping times and stuff, it shouldn't be a problem. You should have them in May. And I'm like, great. But they said, like, so just to be sure, we'll send you a smaller batch ahead of time, like quicker than the rest of it, so that you have enough for your event in the event that the full batch, if it gets hung up in customs or something, So I was like, yeah, cool. So they're going to send me enough for the event that'll get here. And then depending on when that stuff shows up, I'll start shipping them out either like at the end of May or like right when I get back from Extravaganza in June. So sometime in June, you guys should have these books.
Summer. Cool. That's so cool. What was I going to ask you? Are you going to put those on Amazon? The big books?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I'll put them around. Yeah. I don't really I used to do Amazon stuff. I got tired of it. I literally just got tired of it because I was like, why am I checking every day and there's no sales? What am I doing? And I'd sell stuff every now and then, but it wasn't like my web store where I'm like, I'm getting 4 or 5 orders every week, just like, but you want to be out there, especially with a book. Here's the other thing though. In the situation like with this, back in the day, we used to be out in stores. We were available all over the place. Other people were reselling our books. So there was sort of a saturation of availability. This is not in stores. Like if you want it, you come to me.
Get it,
and that's it. So there's a little bit different there. If I were to put this out on any website for sale, people would be like, what the fuck is this? Like, I've never seen this. No one else on the planet has this. Like, so yeah.
Well, you do international shipping though, so I guess it wouldn't be a problem just to get it off your website. Like I'm not big enough yet to do that. I mean, I guess people could talk me into it, but I usually don't have it as like an option off my website. So it's like, that's why I'm like, Amazon is easy. Then I don't have to worry about it. They just
100%.
Get it through Prime.
100%. Well, and for you, that's good too, because again, it's being sold from you. It's not like retailers are selling it or anybody else. It's you selling it. So 100%. We'll be putting this on Amazon and doing stuff with it. Yeah.
This is they're just with the mock-up. What is it? Yeah. Like, look how thick that. I was like, oh my God. Is it going to be this thick?
It'll be, I don't know if it'll be that thick specifically, but it'll be close-ish. Like that was a Marvel omnibus that I grabbed off of just to have a template.
Yeah,
mock it up. Yeah, mock it up. So I don't know that it'll be like quite that big, but it'll be a good spider killing book.
You're back. I thought I got the hardcover, man. I got the Nii Ruffino one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm mad she's going to be over at Cowtown this year, and I'm not going to be there. It was sad to. Brian was like, "Oh yeah, Nii is going to be there at Cowtown," and Cowtown is one I usually go to. They took a year off, and I signed up for Texas Haunters, which I did last year and did really well there. So I signed up to go back to that, and then I found out that Cowtown is the same weekend. I was like, man, so I'm not going to be there. So was hoping to go be buddy with Nii. I need more lady friends in comics. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Well, they're out there. I work with them.
Yeah, they're out there. I just need them to come closer to me. So here was the omnibus. Here is the current campaign, which is the annual event featuring Legend of Oz. So what's the Ozthology? It's BD16. It's your annual anthology, right? But now it's just focusing on Legend of Oz is what we're doing.
Yeah. So like the one you worked on, that's when we were just calling them the BD whatever anthologies, because they were doing 3 different stories, different characters, different, from our books. But since it's the 15-year anniversary of the book, I was like, well, let's just hyper focus.
That's cool.
So all 3 of the stories in this book are all Oz stories. So yeah. And then so next year when Critter comes back, BD 17, that'll all be Critterverse stories as well.
Gotcha.
So yeah. So we're kind of doing a little bit of a change with those things.
Shut up with your Miracle Whip. That's not acceptable. Inside joke, sorry. Here's the link to this. I've been so busy. I knew you were launching and had no idea what you were doing. So let's go through it.
I don't know what I'm doing either. I mean, that's
stop. So you have 3 stories, 4 stories?
Yes, three stories. 3 stories. Yeah. 10 pages each, just like we've done in the past. Yeah. But we've got so 2 of the stories, this one, Overman Anu, 2 of the stories are all brand new characters. So Overman, that's Overman, the fighter there, and then that's Renard, the guy with the red beard.
Awesome.
So Overman, basically Overman is the champion of the Valley of Vo in the books. He's the champion of the Valley of Vo. He's a fighter who goes and fights the gargoyles and so on and so on. But in the story, all the people are invisible because they eat this fruit that makes them invisible. And that's how they stay away from like the bears and stuff that are around. So I was kind of like, that's really interesting, but I'm switching that up. So in our book, the people are, you can see them, but the bears are invisible. So
invisible bears.
Yes. So it's Overman Anu and the invisible bears of Vo. And so like, if you scroll down, you see him fighting, but he's not fighting anything.
I was just going to ask, I was like, how do you have invisible characters? It's like, aha.
There it is. Right there.
This guy's like, what is he doing?
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what's happening. That's part of the story is like Renard has heard about this guy who fights invisible bears and he comes to see like, okay, show me who this champion is. And then he sees him just fighting the air. And then he kind of challenges him later in the story. He's like, so are you really a champion or like what's going on? So we won't spoil the story, but we go deep into the bomb lore, which is the spiral staircase and the pyramid mountain and the gargoyles and all that kind of stuff. And Samir Samau is a new artist for us. He's doing the art on this along with Sean Lee doing colors. Just beautiful book. I love what they've done on this. And, as soon as I saw Samir's samples, I was like, oh, I know exactly where to put you. And he was all about it. He jumped in. It looks great. And I love it. Yeah.
I was like, are you going to do some female gaze covers for us with this man with his furry chest?
Sort of.
You've thought about it.
Yeah. Except nobody cares. That's the reality. Is nobody cares.
Oh, so sad. Yeah, I know. Us ladies are not really the big spenders on those types of covers.
Yep.
This one.
And then this is the Glass Cat. So this is the one story that we have that's based on a character we've already seen, the Glass Cat. It starts at the issue issue 21, I think.
You're fired. What the hell?
Starts at issue 21. So this scene is a flashback to when they were releasing the Gnome King back in issues 21 and 22. And the cat is basically just trying to get out of the way. He gets up to the top of the wall and he's kind of looking around at all the stuff and everything's damaged and broken. And he starts to realize that maybe a city made out of emerald and is really hard and scratchy is not a place for a glass cat. So that's his story, is he kind of starts to figure out, like, all right, so where do I go? Where do I belong? He remembers that he was with Scraps, the patchwork girl, and she was soft and squishy.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what set him off. He's like, I think I need to figure out where she is. And that's the first thing that gets in his head, is like, okay, where is this girl? And maybe this will work. But then he gets to the top of this wall and he looks outwards and he sees like the world, and he's like, oh, but there's all of this too. And so he makes a decision to hop off the wall and take an adventure. And so this one, even though it's the glass cat, it does have a couple of new characters in it as well. I'm not telling anyone who they are. No, absolutely not. No spoilers. They're very obscure and very fun, and they were perfect for this story. So as soon as I got, what was funny was I jumped him off the wall, and he walked the yellow brick road out of town and up to the cliff, like we saw Dorothy come down many issues ago. And when he got to the top of the cliff, I was like, now what? That's literally where I was. I was like, now what? And so I had to go back into my reference stuff and go back through my books that I wrote. And I was like, I need a tie-in here. I need to bring him somewhere that makes sense to push the story forward, and then have this sort of finale. And so I have this book called Who's Who in Oz.
Oh, nice.
And basically it's like just listings of all the characters from all these books. And so I go through it periodically just to kind of find cool Easter eggs to like drop in, And as I was going through there, I found a couple of characters that I was like, that's the story right there. That's exactly what I wanted. Is exactly what I needed. And that's where the story goes. So I think it comes out really great.
Cool.
It's very fun. Sets up the cat for his future adventures and so on.
People love animal characters. They do.
Yeah.
They just do. They really enjoy them. They attach them, and it's great merchandising.
Sure. Yeah. And
you gonna do a plushie?
Well, no. I mean, he's glass. We'll have to do like acrylic thing.
Oh yeah, you could do like a little, or you could 3D print in the clear. Like that. Here, let me blow that up. Put that back up.
Yeah, we'll do like acrylic glass cat things.
That would be cool. You could 3D print in like a clear. Like a clear PVA, something like that. That would be cool. So who's the writer on these?
I wrote all of it.
You wrote all of it. Okay.
I wrote all of it. Yep. I wrote all of it, found artists. This is Sergio Rios, another new artist, and Todd Vertice on the colors doing the glass cat.
Or the glass cat?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't heard of either one of them. See, and this is why I like hanging out with Tom, because I'm just going to be like, who you got? Who's artist? Like, I want to see it. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, and the final one is the Silver Princess of Oz. The Silver Princess is not a Baum character. She was created by Ruth Plumley Thompson, one of her later books, and she picked up the reins of writing Oz after Baum stopped. And she wrote like 24 books of her own, and one of the late ones was the Silver Princess. And so I was like, yeah, let's do the Silver Princess. And that's her, and that's her on the horse Thun. And this is Dani Hadi-Wijaha doing the art, and Shiva Prakash on the colors, and it looks fantastic. Donnie came in and saved my ass, because the artist we had to do this flaked on me right when he was about to start. So I was like, Donnie, you want to draw horses? He was like, okay. So yeah. So wait, is the girl the princess, or is the
girl is the princess?
Okay.
Yes.
Because you're like, you're talking more about horses. I was like, oh, we got more horses.
Well, because I needed to make sure he could draw horses. Like not everybody can draw a horse. I was like, can you draw a horse? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you're in.
Yeah, because you can draw people. That's fine. Can you draw a horse? Because that's important.
Yeah.
So that's the Silver Princess. Can
you give us a pitch on that one? I've never heard of.
So the Silver Princess in the books is literally from another planet, but it's spelled ANOTHUR, another planet. because it's all puns. Oz is all puns.
Yeah.
And all the silver that you see there is called vanadium, and it's a substance native to her planet. So in the book, she's basically made of metal in the book. And the vanadium is almost like oil, like to the Tin Man, like they have to, and the horse too. So they have to actually get in the stuff to kind of like rejuvenate themselves. That's sort of the basis of the book. So I had to take all of that and re-Tetris things to make a little more sense for us. And so that's what we did. So we have the Silver Princess. We get to she's in the north part of Oz, which we've really not done much with, Gillikin Land. This is also so it's an introduction to her. It's an introduction to the Gillikins, but it also has the first appearance of the Diamond Peacekeeper of Oz. So that's going to be part of the fun part, because we've shown the 3 other peacekeepers: Ruby, Onyx, Sapphire, and now we have the North, which has a diamond. We've talked about her before, but she's never appeared. So now we have this story where not only are we introducing the Silver Princess, but we have the Diamond Peacekeeper as well. So again, all new characters, all new situations. Yeah, really fun.
This sounds fabulous. Dustin, can you go back to bed? Okay. I'm just saying.
It's not wrong.
It's not wrong. He's always like, his mind's continually in the gutter. That one. We just chuckle. All right. So what do we got here? We got variant covers.
Here's the covers. That's your basic book right there with all 3 of them on the cover. Then we've got the Overman cover right there, which I love this cover so much, because I'm like, well, if the dude is killing invisible bears and he mounts their heads, like, what would that look like?
Look, it's hilarious. I was like, wait a minute. That's freaking funny. Look, you guys.
Look at all the bears I got.
All the bears. It's like the John Cena bears.
Yes, yeah.
That one we named John Cena. This one was what's that character from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Drax.
Yeah, that one is Drax.
Yep.
It's like standing so still. You
can't moving, so you can't see him. Yeah.
Right.
There's the glass cat. That is Asher B. She does amazing work. She did a lot of our like black light style angels for Penny for Your Soul. She just has an amazing control of color and design. And so basically I was like, so the black cat goes into a museum and decides he should be there instead of the pot. And she was like, yep, I got it.
I can just see the cat too, because it's typical cat where it's just like,
yeah, 100%. Just knock it off. Yep. This is my spot now.
Yeah. Hilarious.
And then the Silver Princess, that is Nia Rufino. Silver Princess debut. Incredible cover.
Wow.
Can't say no to that.
It needs to be like a poster.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Like blow that up and stick it on your wall. And then of course we have to have Dorothy.
Yep. Got a few of our other characters, Dorothy Gale and the monkeys.
Those monkeys. Those are my favorite. They really are. From when I got to do my little part, and I was just like, add dead bodies. It was like awesome.
Yeah. That was done by Azaneto Adamar. This is Pablo Verdugo Munoz. Witch of the West. Love his stuff. He's just started doing things for us. He's got a cover for Goth Day coming up in May as well.
Now, you didn't mention Witch of the West being in any of these stories.
No, she's dead.
Okay. I was like, at what point is it okay to
Yeah, but we drop back and pay tribute to our characters from time to time. So did a great job. Like we had Joel Gomez did a Witch of the West a few years ago. Ryan Kincaid did one for our last campaign. So people like the Witch, and it's sort of put me in a place because, like I talked about, I don't have anything else to do. So I might as well write another Oz spinoff, about the Witch. So And then there's Karu. This is another new artist that I found. Did a great job with our scarecrow.
She's gorgeous. Yeah. I need to read the one about I think that was one character I had trouble capturing exactly what you wanted when you were like, no, less angry, more scary. And I was like, but it's scary to me. And you're like, no, more like Darth Vader. And I was like, but it's the Wicked Witch. And you were like, no, wait, like scary. And I'm like, all right, fine.
Yeah, do it my way, Laurie.
Yeah. I was like, all right, change it for the 5th time. It's good.
Do it my way.
I'll get it right eventually.
And then this is the first time we've done this box set. So we've always offered like all the variants in a like you can just get them all. But what we did here is we took all 7 books. You're going to get all 7 of the variants. You're going to get one of those portfolio boxes, like those magnetic opening boxes. And that portfolio box will have exclusive art on it, which is that Narciso Sousa piece of art where Dorothy's with the barn that fell in Munchkin Land, sort of a little like, hey, let me go back to my roots and see the old barn. So we did a little flashback piece of art on the box.
Those are called portfolio boxes. I was looking at slip cases.
Yeah, portfolios. I think the technical name is like store folio. That's like the brand name. But they're portfolio boxes. Yeah,
because I was looking for those and I was not finding stuff that I liked. And you know me, where I'm like, well, if I can't find it, I'll make it. So I've been watching videos. And I'm like, this is good. I want it to look nice, though.
Yeah. I can show you where to get them. I can show you where to get them. Yep.
I'm interested in that for sure. Something that I could put in, something that I can customize with art on it. That's so cool.
100%.
All right, because I was like, this is what I'm looking for. Gorgeous. Cool.
And then if you're new to the series, we got all your catch-up stuff that you need to get. You got the trade paperbacks. We got the omnibus books. We've got volume 6 available as floppies. It's not a trade paperback yet, so only floppies, but we've got them. We have the TikTok spin-off series.
Cool.
If you want to if you just want to dive into the whole thing, we have it as you can get all the physicals or you can get it all digitally. However you want to just dive into the whole series, you can do it that way. We have our mystery boxes. We've got a handful of these left from our last campaign. So we moved them over here. I think there's like 15 of these left. We only make 50 of these boxes. And so there's only 50 of those Princess Langwidere covers in there as well. But you get 9 variant covers from all of our books, all of our different titles. You'll get 9 different books. And then you're guaranteed to get that exclusive Princess Langwidere cover as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Was it you that had, or was it someone else that had like a Marie Antoinette cover where the head came off?
Yeah, we did headless Marie Antoinette covers.
Yeah, okay. I was I thought I remembered it was similar to this, but it wasn't the same. Right?
Yes. Princess Langwidere, for those that don't know, she is a princess of Oz who has 31 different heads, and she can interchange them as necessary. Yeah.
That's the one that
with Antoinette
Oz that scared us all as children.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So, but with Antoinette, she got her head cut off. Spoiler alert. But now, when she kind of uses her powers, like she gets sort of like a ghost head. Kind of forms in.
Yeah. And I can do that. I do that quite often, actually, when I write for other people, Dustin. Stop. Siri doesn't know how to spell my name. Yes, this is true. Ooh,
and then there's foils and medals, and if you like the fancy stuff, the Silver Princess is going to be a jeweled cover.
What?
So it's on metal, but then there'll be glued jewels to the cover. So like all of her little like amethyst jewels and stuff on her body will all have like little actual jewels on them.
Fancy. I want to bedazzle covers.
Yeah, it's bedazzled. That's correct. It is bedazzled. Yes.
Like one of those diamond paintings. Yes, I want to do that.
Yeah. So we did it. It's really hard to see because lighting and cameras are terrible, but we did it with this cover, which is another one of Niai's covers that she did last time. You can kind of see the sparkles up there.
Yeah.
So,
that's awesome.
And if you get in, like it's all in her dress and everything, but it's terrible to put this stuff on camera because you can't see shit.
Yeah. It never translates right. I mean, like all the fancy covers that I get.
I'm looking at it. Yeah, because I'm looking at it right now and it's like bing, 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 bing,
yeah,
but on camera it doesn't work. But
then you
so
can
there's
feel it too. It's
you can
tactile.
feel it, yeah, 100%. And we put there's 50 little jewels on the thing,
So cool.
and so that was the first time we did it, and everybody liked it. So I was like, all right, well then we'll keep doing it.
Also taking notes.
Yeah, bedazzled.
Laurie's will be bedazzled, not jeweled.
That's correct. Yeah. Yours will literally be bedazzled because you will go get the brand of like bedazzle your stuff. And you'll be doing videos of like, look, I'm bedazzling.
No, it'll have like the whole diamond painting, the whole I'm only doing one of those. One.
Yeah, just one. Oh my God. Yeah, that would be something. That would be something. Yes. And then we've got all our Big Dog Ink stuff. You know, if you want to try other stuff, we've got all of our not all, but we have a selection of other series from Critter and Scheherazade and Ursa Minor. In-Crowd's the Critterverse spinoff that takes place during high tide. So it's what those guys were up to when Tide Pool was flooding the world. Yeah.
Jerk. Scheherazade, this is gorgeous too.
Yeah, Nia does the entire book on that. She does the interiors as well. Yeah.
Cool. Man, I need to go over it. I need to go. I'm just going to escape from Texas Haunters for a little bit. No, it's like an hour drive. Damn. I was like, otherwise I'd just pop over there and be like, hi. She'd be like, Tom, control your friends.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry.
Literally, yeah. What is she doing here?
Stop it, Laurie. Iron Butterfly. See, you have so much stuff. I haven't seen this either.
That's Critterverse stuff too. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then there's a bunch of preview books if you want to try some stuff that's on the way.
Sand and Scales. Not familiar with that one either.
And there's the previous 3 anthologies.
How far back do you have those? Do you keep those from every year? You make them available?
Just 13 is when we started them. So, we didn't, there's no 12, 11, 10. 13 is when it actually started. Yeah. Because we were 13 and I was like, it was a play on the movie rating, like PG-13.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, BD-13. And then and then when we did it, they were like, are you going to do it again? I was like, I mean, do you want me to do it again? So we've just kept doing it.
Yeah. That's how a lot of things start. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But it's been fun. It's been interesting. It's been challenging learning how to write short stories, as you know, because everything I do is like, just keep going, man. Just keep going. So having to write sort of finite short stories is given me, it's helped me a little bit in also in understanding long form stories, because you start to learn how you can drop short moments into long stories versus like it just having like, like a movie is like 2 hours and you tell a story. And you just kind of have to focus on that. But when you're telling this long form stuff, you can be like telling your primary story, but you can like take a little bloop, okay, we're going to tell a little thing over here and then go bloop and then come back in. And that just helps like expand out your entire universe. It's like, okay, we can show this side character doing something on the side for like a page or two and then come back into like your main story, and you just start fleshing out the universe more and more and more with some of that sort of like little short little scenes, little cut scenes. So it's kind of changed the way that I've thought about some stuff, how to do some of this stuff, especially with Critter, because again, Critter is open-ended anyway. So if I decide I want to take detours and talk about different characters, I can easily do it in Critter. So it's helped me with all of that. The
first short that I ever wrote was for BD-14. That was the first one. Yeah. Because I was writing, I write Path, and I've written other scripts that are 6, 12, you know what I mean? So you were like 10 pages. And I was like, I don't know how to do that, but I'm going to do that.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't either. And when I've even done 8-page books. Like the whole book is just 8 pages, and we published that as 8 pages. Like this is 8 pages. This Critter and Chloe 30 pair spinoff.
Once I did that for you, then I kind of like it clicks, and then it's like okay. So here I'm gonna take this down for a second, but it's just like you have to be able to, okay, what's your story? What's the beginning? What's the end? And then how do we get there in the middle? And it's like, if it's, get it all in that 8 pages. And if it's too big, then it's fluff and then it needs to go.
Yeah. That's and I don't really mind fluff. Like with Ursa Minor, we were just looking at Ursa Minor there. In the early issues of Ursa Minor, I was writing the issues, and so generally they were supposed to be back in the old days, I would write like 22 pages. And that was like my book. But then suddenly I was like, but I just need space. So this one's 26 pages, and I would just keep writing into it, and but then people would say things like that. We're like, well, yeah, but if you can't tell it in the space that you want to tell it in, then you've potentially created fluff. Sometimes though, it's because of, and this has happened a couple of times for me, it's because I want to have a moment, like a double splash or something. So I'm just like, I need this in here. So I'm just going to add 2 pages. Like, I don't care. I'm the boss and I can just add 2 pages. So a lot of times it's like that. So like Oz had that happen. It got stretched because of some of that stuff. Ursa Minor had that kind of stuff happen. So, but I was always just like, the buyer isn't going to worry about it. They're not concerned with like more pages, more content, right?
But it's like, you just want to be concise, especially with a short story. It's like, if I can tell it in 8, I'm going to tell it in 8. I don't need 12 pages if it's an 8-page story.
Correct. Yeah.
Carrie, you came in late. We were talking about this fight scene, so I'm just going to recap real quick. So in this story, he's fighting an invisible bear. So it makes it all the more better because it's an invisible bear. So he's fighting a bear. And then Carrie, let me show you. We get down to his cover. Look at his cover. He's drinking a beer. Look, he's got all these mounted head where you would mount a head, but they're invisible bear heads. And the cat. Yeah, the cat is a character from a previous part of his story. It's this glass cat. And it looks like and again, this is all based on Wizard of Oz, right?
Wizard of Oz, but put into like a Western steampunk world. Yeah.
I'll let Tom tell this one because
well, the cat, basically the story of the cat is this scene, like everything's going poorly for a glass cat because he's glass. So he's starting to realize like maybe the Emerald City isn't a place for me, even though he has an emerald heart. And so the story is basically him trying to find his place in this world where, like, he has one of the little lines in there. He's like, these scratches are not going to polish themselves out of my body, So that's his attitude. He's like, he fully believes that he is on top of the heap of everything. And he's it's funny, Allison, my friend, when I told her that I was writing this story, she was like, is he going to be a dick? And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, that's what he is. He's a cat and he's sort of a dick. So that's his personality.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, right? Is those types of characters, they all have to learn something in their story. And that's the whole point is he learns something along his little journey here. And we're not spoiling what the end happens, but he finds an interesting conclusion to his little journey.
In this cover, it just makes so much sense where he's like, he belongs on a pedestal in a museum. So,
yeah.
And he, Carrie has cats, so she gets it.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's it. Simple.
Here, Ursa Minor. We got pinups. Yeah, it's pretty much at the bottom. Penny for Your Soul.
Yeah, Penny for Your Soul and Critter pinup books. Yep. So you get 20 pages of, some of our previous covers and art and stuff all put together. Yeah.
Carrie, you got to get caught up on this series. That is the Wicked Witch, but it's a Western. So yeah, she has guns.
All of the witches of Oz have guns, and each of the guns has special powers that they do. So Dorothy gets the ruby pistols. Witch of the West has the onyx pistols. Glinda has the sapphire. And we have talked about but not revealed the character before, but the Witch of the North has the diamond pistols. And then each of those has their own little abilities and powers and so on.
It's really cool, you guys, because when Tom approached me to do BD14, and I got to write a piece from this world. It was a different character, kind of a side quest, what had happened, like cleaning up after a scene that happens in the right. And so I had to do a lot of reading, you know what I mean? And Tom was so gracious, like, here's all the things, like just send it to me digital. And I would just spent like days in his world, and it's really good. You know what I mean? Like a retelling of Oz as a Western, and you're like, does that even make sense? It makes perfect sense. When you start reading this thing, it works so great. So you will highly enjoy this.
I've talked about this before at panels and cons and stuff. Like the idea of the modification. Now, granted, this is not like an exact 1-for-1 adaptation of Frank Baum's books, but it is when I had to come in and start to Westernize these characters, it was almost easy. Like the characters are so well defined in Baum's world that simply taking that character and saying, what would that be in the Wild West? It was like, I've often said, like, give me a character, give me 10 minutes, and I will have it figured out how it interchanges. I've been challenged before. Allison has challenged me before, and I've always succeeded. And sometimes sometimes it's fun because it actually it gave me something that I didn't have before, because I didn't think about, I never thought about that character. What would I do with that guy? How would this work? And I'm like, this, got it there. Put him in. He's ready to go. It was just like with Overman. Like when I read that story about this champion and the bears, I was like, listen, here's a dude who's fighting invisible bears. So first of all, my question was, is that for real? Or is he just sort of scamming these people? Like, oh, look out for the bear. Boom.
So pay me money, buy me drinks. I just saved your life, right?
That's correct. So there was a lot of layers to Overman in a lot of ways. And so I got to play with all of that stuff, and I had to develop what the spiral staircase was. And so if you go to the top, the first page of this Overman stuff right there, as you see him going down into the valley there, the valley is cut out along the edges. So the spiral staircase is actually the entire valley.
Oh,
okay. And so when he has to, that's the Pyramid Mountain at the top. So when it's like, hey, you have to walk the spiral staircase to get into the Pyramid Mountain, he literally has to walk all the way around again and again and again and again and again to get to the top. He can't just like skip up the stairs, because that doesn't work in the magical aspect of Oz. He has to literally walk the entire path in a cycle to get to the Pyramid Mountain. So that's how we designed the spiral staircase.
That's cool. It's like, there's people that live in the Grand Canyon, like in the canyon. I didn't even know that was allowed. That's what immediately where my mind went, where it's like, how do you get down there? Well, it's like, well, you have to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth in order to get down there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. He's like, I'm going to get there eventually.
Yes.
Go crazy. Yeah, guys, you should definitely give this one a shot. There is so much to read in this world. Again, Tom's been working on this one for over a decade. It's a really great read. It's super great. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so tired of the same crap from Hollywood. You can get lost in this world, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, this was I've told you this before. We almost had this sold as a TV show about 10 years ago. Like,
no, we didn't talk about this.
Oh, really?
No.
No, never mind then.
What? Wait. Let's take a break right now. Let's play the game. And then after the game, you can tell me more, because we're going to play the game.
Okay, sure.
But I want to hear more about how that went, because again, that's where I started too, where it was like, I have this script and none of it worked. So I just want to hear your story about that too. But first, everybody, we're going to play a game. It's a good one this week. And of course, you know what it is. It's an easy one this week, I promise. I have put people through a lot of things on this game, and we usually escalate into some pretty gross stuff. But there's usually a theme, and this theme is going to be pretty easy for you this week, I would think. And so give me a second here to get the window up. So we're going to play Would You Hug This Oz Edition.
Oh God, Invisible Bear?
No, that would have been awesome. Though it's just like a blank.
Would you hug this? I don't know.
Like, what is it? It's an invisible bear. This, just she looks nice, as you put it.
Yeah, she seems nice. Yes, she seems nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag
And what are you guys? You hugging this Dorothy?
And hashtag she seems nice. She seems nice. I'm lucky enough to get to hug a real Dorothy.
Yeah. You've hugged Allison before, yeah?
When I see her in Oz.
Oh, and you've hugged who? Judy?
Allison Lear cosplayed my Dorothy.
Your Dorothy.
I see her, once or twice a year when I'm in New York for the Oz Extravaganza Festival and so on. So I get to hug Dorothy. I get to hang out with Dorothy. I get to be in a parade with Dorothy. And she has her own Toto. She has her own little Toto dog. So it's very fun to go hang out with Dorothy.
And for people that don't know, she also curates the Baum Museum, correct?
Correct. Yes. The All Things Oz Museum. Yes.
It was just so cool. Like, she's such an interesting person. When I got to come on the Oz Couple with you two, I was like, I know we're talking about this, but I have so many questions for Allison. I was like, we just make this about Allison one week. I just want to ask her all the questions, and like, I probably would, run the show. And be like, Laurie, it's not your show. Can you buzz off? All right, we got a Wicked Witch here. Are we hugging Wicked Witch? I don't know.
Green Wicked Witch? Green clothes Wicked Witch. Not like the witch is supposed to be green.
I know. I couldn't find a green one in the costume. You'll see, it's a theme.
Yeah. No,
I mean, would you wear her shoes at least? I mean, there's that.
I mean, those are some platforms, man. Those are some. Platforms.
I mean, it's hard to see, but they're the pleather. I like the pleather.
Yeah.
Do something with that, Dorothy. See, mind in the gutter.
Not
is she less your style? And yeah.
Well, I pretty much, in the context of like. Because when we go to Oz Extravaganza, people come cosplayed as all kinds of characters all the time.
Yeah.
So, I have hugged Dorothy. I have hugged Glinda. I have hugged the witch. I have hugged who the hell was he? Sean was the Tin Man last year. He filled in for the Tin Man. So yeah, they all get hugs. Yeah. She'd get a hug.
See, I told you this would be an easy game for you today.
She'll get a hug.
Let's see. Who else I got? Oh, we got a Tin Man.
That's yeah. Sure.
Lou said she doesn't want to hug humans in general, so Lou's out. No hugging for Lou today. Usually I have some pretty freaky looking animals when I ask people to hug those, so we have some much nicer looking animals today.
Yeah.
We went looking at the Halloween rack.
Yeah.
So I like those shoes too, though. You could use those for a lot of different costumes, like Austin Powers and yeah, just any kind of 70s. I don't know. The hat looks uncomfortable though.
The hat looks like it was CGI'd. It's not really there. You know what I mean?
Probably most of the outfit, to be honest. They're just like, pose. Do a general pose in this flesh-colored suit. We're just gonna CGI all of it. Like, is she even there? Is she there? I don't know. All right, we got a cowardly lion. Yes, this was labeled as a cowardly lion outfit.
That looks more like a bear.
I thought so too. I was like, the ears are wrong.
Yeah, that's not. It
has a tail.
It does have a tail. That's true. The bears wouldn't have that tail, but like just that gives me bear vibes. That's invisible bear vibes right there.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, that's invisible bear vibes.
He needs to like the French headdress from your world. That would make more sense, right?
Yeah.
And the face makeup, that would be perfect if she had that.
We can hug the invisible bear. Yes.
Too many people. Stop. Too many people have hugged me this week, and at that point, I'm less hugging, please, for Lou. Another one. Oh yeah, of course we got a scarecrow. Yeah.
Oh, I was not expecting that. That's like Kim Kardashian scarecrow.
I was like, how do you even claim this is? Dustin's hugging everybody. He's taking the group photo.
Yeah. Like if you hug her, is she crunchy? Like
I mean, like at her sleeves and I don't know. It looks like her elbows too.
She's got
Why at the elbows?
This is weird. I was not expecting that in the slightest.
What's the rope for? You could tug her along. I don't know.
We'll
this way.
Yeah.
We're gonna go this way.
Scarecrow leash.
Scarecrow leash. It's like moving on. And of course, we got the last one. We have
the
flying
wizard
monkey.
Oh, the flying monkey. Jeez. Jeez. Well, at least that one actually has the right design.
Yeah.
That's the movie design.
That's the thing. You had to go outside of the women's costumes to actually find a legit. I looked up flying monkey women's costume. Nothing good came up. Dustin got the VIP.
Not even like a inflatable monkey thing, like that
you can like wear it on your shoulder. Or?
No, like how they make those inflatable costumes.
Oh,
like you can be a dinosaur and it inflates, and you're like a dinosaur.
Yeah,
there's not like an inflatable flying monkey.
I'm gonna have to go to Google and find out. Let's go look. Wait, Google. Inflatable flying monkey
costume.
We'll see what comes up. No. Sadly, no. They just have inflatable monkeys and inflatable gorillas. But
like a gorilla,
sure. The one that looks like Oz, they're just like the fuzzy ones. They're like a onesie.
Sure. I feel like whoever's making those gorilla costumes is missing the mark.
Oh, they just need to add wings for yours.
Wings on it, and
they're just like inflatable wings.
Oh, I'm sure you can get wings to attach to a costume. Like that would be simple. I could very easily just get somebody one of those gorilla costumes and stick some wings to it and say, "Go wander around."
Awesome. You should do that for sure. I'm going to click off of Google because I'm now finding things I don't want to see. Dustin was hard pass on that flying monkey. All right. Well, that was it. That was the whole game. I know it was so intimidating.
Brutal.
But welcome. Thank you again for playing. Because we're silly here on the Tuesday morning brew. I've got nothing else better to do than to ask people to hug things. So I found some good ones. Hey, the Tin Man was good.
I hug my shark often. My 1970s Jaws shark.
Ooh. Does it talk? Like what's with the face there?
Of course I do.
Flipping that right there. My new commercial. I'm just going to ask you all sorts of questions, and that the answer is of course.
Shark response. Yeah.
Do you like Path of the Pale Rider? Of course I do.
Of course I do.
Oh yes, we're doing that.
Yeah, that's the old 70s shark Jaws game. So it comes with a whole bunch of like a boot and like a camera and whatever, and you put it in his mouth, and it has rubber bands going to the back, and then you pull out a piece, and you pull out a piece, and whoever has the most pieces before he clamps his jaws shut wins the game.
It's a game. I didn't realize.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a game. Yeah.
Oh, wait, go back. Ray says, Tom, I need cat ears again. It's too early for that. He was doing his stupid walk for his stupid health this morning. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Stupid healthy stuff.
Talk about the show potential. What? For what? Dustin, which show? Oh, the show potential. Yeah. We're back. We're back to it. Thank you. Yes, wheel, bag, lamp. All the things that go in the shark. So
yes. All the little pieces. Yeah.
But back to Dustin getting us back on track. So At what point was it going to be turned to a TV show? Like what's the story?
Yeah, about 3 years into making the book, I had a guy who had some connections in Hollywood and stuff. He had done some odds and ends, and he was like, well, would you let me like sell this property to somebody to make it into a movie or a TV show or whatever they want to do? And I was like, yeah, tell me what we got to do and what's, just tell me. And he was like, great. So he took the book. We only had like the first volume, maybe the second volume. So we didn't have like a ton, but he was like, okay, but the concept is there. Like we can show them the concept of what this is, and we can sell the concept, and then, forward. And I was like, cool. So he got some meetings here and there, and nothing really came of it. And he was like, yeah, I'm just going to keep trying. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just going to keep making the book. And he finally got a studio. We won't say who they are, but he got a studio who took an interest, and it started to get serious. He was like, okay, so what can I give me everything that's new now. Okay, here's the new stuff. Okay, tell me what you want to do with it. Tell me what you see with this. I was writing like pitch elements and stuff. Like, this is what it is. This is how it works. This is kind of where it goes. He's like, great. They were interested. Oh, this is good. This is good. And suddenly he was like, so these guys want to put this on following The Walking Dead. Like, it would be The Walking Dead, and then it would be us on TV.
Yeah, that's a bad spot.
And I was, no, that would be a fantastic spot. I would take that spot in a second, because you have engaged people. This is way back at the beginning of The Walking Dead. This is not 4 years ago. This is when it was at sort of its peak hype. The first couple of seasons, 2-3 seasons, where people were like, holy shit. Yeah. This is well before Negan and all that kind of crap. So it was projected to be like this block of like 2 hours of TV that, you'd watch The Walking Dead, and then they would be like, and coming up next is The Legend of Oz, The Wicked West. And, you'd get people to hang around. I was like, all right, I got no problem with that. Because the studio that we were talking with had things to do with The Walking Dead too. I was like, okay, this seems really good. This seems fine. And we just kind of kept talking. And over time, it's sort of just the talking stopped. And so I talked to my guy every now and then. He'd be like, yeah, they're still looking at it. And then one time he came back, he says, okay, so who do you want as Dorothy? And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a big jump.
Yeah, that's a big jump. That was a big jump. And so we were actively sort of fan casting for ourselves, like who would we get in that time period. And the one that came up that he mentioned, as soon as he said it, I was like, that's it. That's all. That's it. And it's Catherine McPhee, who was a singer from back in the early 2000s. She was on, what's the talent show? America's Got
Talent?
Not that one. The first
American
one.
Idol.
American Idol. She was on American Idol. She even sang Over the Rainbow. She was on a show called Nashville. I think it was called Nashville for a while. And she had long dark hair, and she had this look. And like I said, she was in this Western thing, this Nashville style show or whatever it was called. And she was a singer. So I was like, holy crap, we could like put her in this role. Now, again, you guys are talking about 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
Put her in this role. She could even sing like the theme song if we wanted her to sing the theme song. Like, that would be awesome. And so I was like, yeah, dude, listen, if that's a real thing, like I am 100% on board with hooking her up for that. And so he was like, okay, cool. Let me go back to them. And we'll talk about that. Yeah, she really did. If you go back to her American Idol days, and like the 5 years afterwards, like she was really great looking for that part. And so he went back, and it just sort of, again, it was like, okay, everything kind of slowed down. They're like, yeah, they're thinking about it. She comes, but they kept saying like, well, she comes off Nashville like next year, and then like that would be where we could do something. And
yeah, but did they even talk to her about it?
I don't know. That I have no idea.
Because then she's booking other stuff. Like, you gotta talk to her about it.
Right. And that I had no idea, because he was in California and I was out here, and I had no real contact with him.
Yeah.
And then one day he just said, you know what, it's not going to happen. And I said, oh, well, I said, so what happened? He says, well, we got kind of to the top of the heap as far as that studio went. And there were two guys who were in charge of the studio. And one of them literally said, you know what, Westerns don't sell.
Fuck.
And I was like, do you know
not
the
pay
history of
attention?
Hollywood? And
Yeah.
had we done it at that point, we would have been ahead of this wave of fucking Westerns that started spewing out.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that is the most mind-boggling thing I've ever heard, until I heard the other guy's response. The other guy's response was, I don't get it. I'm like, you have storyboards. That was it. I don't get it. I'm like, you have storyboards, you have character designs, you have the story, you have the forward, like, this is where we go with it. Like, this is, I don't know what else I could possibly do to like sell you this idea. But he was, I don't get it. So it didn't matter that the people on the ladder were like,
he needed
this is
you.
Cool.
You needed to go face to face with them.
Maybe. I think honestly, we just didn't have enough at the time. Like, if we went now and I could show them more, like, oh, here's Ozma, here's Jack Pumpkinhead, here's like, this is how you make a series out of this thing. And they could see more. I think if they could see more, I think we would have had it. But because we only had a couple of trade paperbacks, and it was really early in the overall, long-term story, I think that's where he was like, I don't get it. Like, what are we doing? Why are we here? But what was more frustrating was, well, okay, so don't do a story, don't do a series, just make a movie. Just take the mini series, and just make a movie. Because then you've got a beginning, middle, and end with an open door that if it was popular, you could make a series, or you could make a sequel or something like that. But even in that situation, he was just like, I don't get it. And then the other guy was no Western. So then we were dead in the water.
I bet you, you never know. And it's so hard when like the people up top are not, you would think they would know more about cinema. Sometimes they don't. They're just people with money.
I think it's more, it is about the movies. Yeah. But like, maybe if I was there, I would have been able to do a little more, because for me, it would have been like, look, we're making this movie, but you can make action figures and there's merch like up the wazoo for all this stuff, go license it to Barbie and they can make Barbie gun shooter. There's so much more than just what we're doing. Like, this is a merchandising boom as much as it is like, let's make a movie boom. And again, I was not part of any of those meetings, so I don't know if he got that far.
So hard where they don't, and a lot of times those production companies don't want to deal with the creator for lots of reasons. They only deal with the agent, and that's I think why a lot of it gets lost in translation. It's that game of telephone, where it's like the passion doesn't come through, or if he doesn't pitch it the way that you do, it's like it gets lost. So it's just so hard,
I feel like that. Yeah, I feel like in a pitch meeting, I can read the room pretty well and like pivot. Like, oh, that guy wants to hear something.
You also understand cinema.
Sure.
Watch and understand scripting and pacing, and
I don't think they care about any of that. I think they care about, why would the audience care about this? And that's where you've got to land them. You have to land them on, this is what the audience would love to see. No ruby slippers. We're doing ruby spurs, ruby bullets. There's magic. There's steampunk. There's whatever. You have to really land why you think the audience will latch on to the concept. They don't really care about the script and the thing and the pacing. Like, I have no sense that they care about any of that at the top.
Right.
But if you can land them on the idea of what it is and why it would matter and what the potential landfall would be, or windfall would be, outside of just the film or the TV show, merch, comic appearances with Catherine McPhee, all these things that would help market all of this. Then that's to me, that's what I think they want to hear. And so I was actually in a pitch meeting at back in the day, there was a football league called the Arena Football League. And it lasted about, I don't know, 20 years or so before everything kind of went wonky. But the Arizona Diamondbacks, the Arizona Rattlers, the football team, the Arizona Rattlers, they had a owner who was big into comic books. And so I got offered the chance to come pitch the idea of making a Arizona Rattlers comic book using the players and the coaches and, you know, all that kind of stuff as like a superhero team that they could sell at the arenas and at the show and on the website.
You know me in sports, I'm like, that's dumb.
I pitched the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
And they were over the moon with what I was pitching. They were like, holy crap, you can really do this. Like, and I'm like, this and this and this. And they were like, we never even thought of that. Never even considered that. I was like, this is an evergreen product. You can print it really cheaply because you're going to print tens of thousands of these things at one time. It is evergreen. You print them once a year. You put a new cover on it every year so people come back and buy the new cover. Like, it is an evergreen forever property. And it didn't go because it landed in that sort of COVID era where you know, people stopped going out. So people stopped going to the games, and then the league ended up folding and all that kind of stuff. But minus COVID, I would have produced an Arizona Rattlers comic book for these guys that would have been fucking crazy. So that's what I'm saying. Like, within that pitch meeting with these guys, I was able to be like, that guy needs to hear this, and that guy needs to hear this, and I can move between them and make everything sound like this is what you want. But you know, outside influences crapped on that.
You can't predict fucking COVID coming in and ruining everything. Like, and there's been a few people that I've talked to where it's like, we had the script and it was ready to go, and we were getting, and then COVID happened, and now it's a comic book, and I was just like, jeez, you know, what can you do?
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and we just keep moving forward. We just want to tell stories, and here we are. So
yeah.
Do.
And now I've got producers looking at Princesses versus Zombies to make a thing out.
Okay, I was just gonna say, like, because here we are talking about wrapping up these scripts, and they're an evergreen product, and then you could do other things. Would you take that finished script and go back? Maybe not the same studio, especially for the guy that was like, no Westerns. Like,
no, screw those guys.
Screw those guys. But I mean, at this point, you could be like, here is my script, here is my following. You know what I mean? Look at my history. Why don't we turn this into something else?
Yeah, I think the only problem with that is that the industry, Hollywood, everything is changing. It's all shifting right now.
Yeah,
and so, like, for example, if I were to go and sell it to Netflix, like, hey, Netflix, I've got a thing and you can make a TV show out of it, they'd be like, okay, great, here's a check, go away. Like, that's literally how it works. Go away.
And they could shelve it and never do it, but
correct.
I mean, as long as it's done, at least you've told your story.
Sure.
My fear is if it's still like, we haven't, like George R. R. Martin, where it's like, it wasn't complete.
Oh, you're never getting that, by the way.
And we're never getting that now. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, that's the happy place, is finish telling the way that you want to tell the story. And then Netflix can fuck it up and nobody will care because we got the real version, as I hit my microphone.
Right. So I have some producers that are interested. I have a director that I know, and I've told him, like, we just do it ourselves. Like, can we do this ourselves? And he was like, yeah,
you totally can.
We could look at it. So we're looking at that option as, like,
with just an indie studio, or bigger than indie.
I don't know. I have to get deeper into that part of it, but because he's made his own movies, like small features, but small, budget things and so on. And I was like, I mean, look at what's happening with horror. Like, people are spending like $5 million on a movie and making 20 and 30 million.
Oh, like Iron Lung.
Yeah. Like Iron Lung. Yeah. Things like that. So I'm like, there's gotta be a way to do this where, we make sure that all the money is going on the screen. And we're not, hemorrhaging for, steak and lobster on the crafts table, like, just put all the money on the screen. And again, at the end of the day, with Princesses versus Zombies, that's just merchandise galore. I mean, that is wave of everything you can imagine, putting princesses on it. So there's ways to recoup money beyond just the film as well.
Right.
And so we've talked about it, and he's like, yeah, there's this, he told me this place that he thought would like roll out the red carpet for us as far as like a location city to shoot. And I was like, cool. So it's happening. It's not happening fast, but it's happening. You know, I was like, listen, we do crowdfunding. We could crowdfund this and add another, you know, chunk of change into our pockets, and so on and so on. So he was like, yeah. So we'll see. But it's, I'm not down on the idea of like, you know, turning this stuff into other things, but I'm also not like, just, I don't want to just take a check and be told to go away either. So
yeah, and that's the hard part, and that's where I started, right? Because the people that I knew in the industry were like, well, your story sounds like it would best fit with like a Netflix place. And I was like, the more research I did, I was like, one, they're never gonna look at my script because I'm a no name with no audience, with nothing, right? And then the second thing they would do is like, here's your $5,000 check, get out of my face. And then the third thing is they would either shelve it or they would make billions of dollars off my stuff, and I could never, like, they would ghostwrite the shit out of it, right?
Yeah.
So at that point, is it even yours? And it's like, well, I want to tell my story the way that I want people to know my characters, and I want people to be attached to my story before they go Game of Thrones and fuck it all up. So, so I don't know. I don't know what the answer is there. I guess the answer is indie, but then you're dealing with, well, you have to deal with the financial stuff yourself. You have to probably crowdfund it. And then getting theatrical release, and just the same thing. It's distribution. How do people find it? How do people see it?
Well, yeah, it's not so much the theatrical release. I mean, you could do that too, but with all the streaming services, like, I mean, there's people that just make stuff and put it on Tubi and Amazon and whatever. Now, that's not to say that those are any sort of wildly great distribution deals either, but at least you'd have people seeing it, you know.
You'd have to do at least the opening premiere. You'd have to rent.
Oh, I totally agree. I totally agree.
Right. We would all buy tickets and go see it. Sit in the, you know, yeah.
Well, and you have the guy,
yes.
Tommy Wiseau.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, The Room.
Here's a guy who just made his own movie and doesn't do anything but tour with his movie. Like, he just goes around with it. Like, well, we're going to be here now, and we're going to be here now. We're going to be here now. It's not on any streaming services. Like, he doesn't do anything other than just show up and show his movie, talk about it. Like he does. He talks about it too. He brings like the actors and stuff along sometimes too.
Does he?
And they're like, yeah, sometimes, not every time, but sometimes. And he's been doing that for decades. Just, I'm just going to be in San Antonio and I'm going to play my movie. You know, and it's become, you know, this hyper cult thing, because it's a piece of shit film.
Yeah, I was like, because it's so bad.
It's so bad that it became like a Rocky Horror Picture Show type of thing, where the audience is engaging with it. So, you know, there is that, and I don't necessarily want to make garbage and have it be laughed even with necessarily. I want to, if I'm going to make something, I want it to be good. I want it to have some relevance beyond being bad.
Yeah. Yeah, but then, I mean, like, I don't know. It's like, I feel bad because then, like, look what happened to Blair Witch Project. Blair Witch Project was low budget.
Yeah.
Right. It was grassroots, and just, you're not even paying for location. They're out in the middle of freaking nowhere. And then it, like, Hollywood steps in, and then they're like, here, Tom, here's $4 million. And then they're going to take your story and just turn it into crap.
Yeah.
So
that's why I'm saying, like, if I make the movie, I want to make it so that we have some thought process of distribution, whether we're taking it to, you know, Alamo Draft House and doing things like that or whatever. I certainly, I'm not against like a wide release of whatever it is, but then you just start talking to, then it's all just deals. It's inner workings. It's back, you know, it's like, well, yeah, we'll put your thing in, you know, 2,000 theaters, but, you know, you make 1% of nothing, and so on and so on. And I'm like, well, geez, if here's the thing, if the deal was you guys get to distribute it and make your money, but once it's out of the theaters, everything reverts back to me, I'd be okay with that, because then I can make DVDs and Blu-rays. I can sell the merch. I can still tour with it if I want to tour with it. I can take it to horror cons. I can do all that. But if it's one of these in perpetuity contracts of forever that they own it, in that capacity where I can't do anything with it, then I don't want that. So I'd rather, and that's what I've told this director. I was like, listen, this is why I would rather just do it all ourselves. It might be more of a hassle in some ways, but I think at the end of the day, we would all have something that we're way, way happier with. And it would be ours at the end of the day. It would be ours. We could do whatever we want with it. You know, take it to San Diego and say, put it in Hall H, you know, and do whatever we want. So that's where I'm coming from. We'll see. You know, obviously when you're fundraising and stuff, if someone's like, well, I'll give you $1 million, you know, for whatever percentage, it's like, okay, but I need you to understand that I don't care about anything that you say.
Right.
Like,
You don't get
take your money. Yeah. I'll take your money.
You get your percentage. You get your name in the credits.
But go home.
Fuck off.
Go home. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're not on set. No, none of that.
Yeah. No. Unless Tom Cruise wants to deal with it, then I'll listen to him. I'm fine. I'll listen to Tom. But yeah, so that's just kind of where I'm at, and we'll see how it all plays out.
That'd be interesting to see how it all plays out. And like, I know there used to be film credits for filming in Michigan. Would it be like a local thing, or like is your production company in Michigan that you're talking to, or is it somewhere else?
The producers are one's like in New Mexico and one's somewhere else, and the director that I know is from like Tennessee. So there's no
cool. That means you can come to Texas and film. Yeah, come here.
Yeah.
And then I can be an extra. Yeah. I could be a dead body on set for a day.
Sure. Yeah, we've had lots of people like, oh, I could be. I
like zombies.
Yeah. So and
I don't want to be a princess. I just want to be a dead body. I can
right.
And I could be a zombie. I could shamble. I'm good.
The guy that I mentioned who was the Tin Man, Sean, he's a costume designer. Like that's what he does. And he makes amazing stuff. So we've kind of broached it with him too. Like, you can make some princess stuff. He's like, yeah. So, you know, there's a lot of pieces that are unconnected, but they fit. So if we can kind of just inch them closer, you know, who knows what can happen.
And I gotta say, you know, a lot of times in Hollywood, it's about who you know.
Of course.
And it's like, if you know nobody, then you got to do it your damn self. And that's how freaking like Taika Waititi, he's not my favorite, but he started out doing everything himself. You know what I mean? Like he was directing and he was filming and he was doing the acting, and like their costumes are shit. And
that's Kevin Smith. I mean, that's the Kevin
Smith. Exactly. Yeah. Do it yourself. But then, I mean, that's awesome too, to learn those skills and be behind the scene. And that way, when it does get picked up, you know who to hire and who to work with, as opposed to like, this person doesn't know what they're talking about, right? Because I've seen it, right? I've seen the people that are like, they don't know what they're talking about. Right. So that there's something to be said about that too. And I think that would be a great place for you. You love watching good film, and then you put yourself through.
I watch bad movies. I watch bad movies.
I know you do, because that's what I was just saying. A lot of times you'll take one for the team and you'll watch the bad stuff. But I was like, I am never watching Madam Web. I'm never watching that because I know it's crap, but thank you for taking one for the team to tell me that I'm right and that it's crap, right? So I don't have to take the time.
I watched this movie last night because I got these alligator movies. Yeah. And it was not as old as I thought it was. It was 1979. And it was like an Italian director, and they filmed it somewhere, swamps, whatever. But it was so weird because it was almost like a travel documentary. The way that they were presenting everything, it was so strange. And then in fairness, they made an alligator. They built an alligator head that would, like, you know, eat people.
Yeah.
So I give them credit for that. But then every now and then you would get these scenes where it's clearly like they bought a rubber alligator from the store, and it's just they just push it underwater, and it's like.
See, the scary thing is when you go film in the actual swamp, it's like, that's our rubber one, right? Right? Like the actor's like, right.
They're
like, no, it's fine, Jerry, just get on in there. It's like, pretty sure that one's moving.
And it had Catherine Bach in it, who I know her from Spy Who Loved Me, the James Bond movie. So I was like, oh, Catherine Bach's in it. Okay, cool. But every voice was dubbed over.
Why?
Like they were speaking English. Like you could see their mouth was speaking English. But I'm like, that's not Catherine Bach's voice, like at all. Like not in the slightest. Every voice was dubbed. So it was so strange.
Their audio must have been really bad.
Genuinely strange. Maybe that's possible. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Okay.
It's it was something. It was something. She did get tied up in the water, so that was good. You know.
Was it the highlight of the whole thing?
There was that moment. It really was. You know what was really funny is you're watching the movie and you're kind of like, are you going to have an alligator in your alligator movie? And then like it starts to show up a little bit, and because it's marketed as like one of these exploitation films from back in the day. And so you're kind of expecting a certain something, and there's like one pair of tits, like, oh, there's some boobs. All right.
That was the whole thing. There's like one.
The was like, oh, there's some boobs right there. She jumped in the water.
PG-13.
And then so as it's going along, it was almost like a King Kong thing where she gets kidnapped by the natives and they take her out to sacrifice her to the crocodile god or whatever. And they basically just tie her to a raft like that. That's sort of like, so she's kind of in the water, so it can just kind of come up and like get her, you know?
Yeah.
So so you see all these things going on, and it's very just like, this is not an exploitation film at all. And then there's this scene like from above where she is soaking wet in this like sheer dress, and she's just like sprawled out on the raft, and you're like, there it is. There it is.
That was what we waited this whole time for.
Yeah, we're like an hour 40 in.
Oh God.
There it is.
Wait for that one.
It was so strange. It was so strange. That's the 70s.
Like I said, you watch it all so that way you but that's what you have to do, right? If you want to know barbecue, you eat good barbecue, you eat bad barbecue, so you have something to compare it to. If you just watch good movies, then it's like, okay, it's like, I get that you understand the good, but you have to understand all the things that don't work.
Yeah.
So you don't do the things that don't work, right?
Yeah. And sometimes when you watch a bad movie, it's bad, but there's still things like sometimes people experiment with ways of doing things. And so maybe it didn't work, but you can look at it and go,
that's kind of cool.
But that thing, that angle, that idea or whatever, can spark something else. And you know, so it's fun to drop into the weird oddities from time to time. Doesn't mean you're going to rewatch them for the rest of your life, but it's fun to shake it up. You know, you go from watching Project Hail Mary to watching The Great Alligator. Like there's a span of you know, of goodness to badness in there that is monumental.
I would think so. Absolutely. I was like, when you started talking about these alligator movies, I was like, there's nothing good coming from that. No, I don't think so. All right, I'm dropping the link to the campaign one more time. If you are joining us at the back end of the show, we took some time, we were walking through this campaign, which is, again, the BD16 Big Dog Inc. annual anthologies, number 16. So 16 years of Big Dog Inc. And all the stories in here are from Legend of Oz, which is amazing. So if you want to read a story about fighting invisible bears, glass cats, and princesses made of silver, not quite, there you go. There is your opportunity. And look at that gorgeous horse. It's a gorgeous horse. There's nothing not to like. There's so much opportunity here. There's physical copies, there's variant covers, there's digitals. Go find something that works for you. Absolutely. And then you can go find some of the other stuff that Tom has done in Legend of Oz and all his other amazing stories. There's everything that I've read, I have enjoyed. So I'll say that much. There's definitely get in here and find something you would like to do. Project Hail Mary doesn't have boobs. Sadly, no, Dustin, it doesn't.
No,
just saying. Right. So you're saying that the alligator movie or the crocodile movie has that up, one leg up? Anyway.
Yeah, it has that. It at least has that one shot that you're and it's really funny because it just is suddenly like, bing, there it is. Like it just comes out of nowhere, and you're like, you know, you knew the director was like, hey, or not the director, but the producer's like, hey, we probably need to tie her up. Like, let's do that. And then it's like this hard down shot on her and like, wow. Okay.
Like that's what's going to sell the entire movie.
Yeah, that's the movie poster right there.
Were they allowed to do that for the movie poster back then?
No. They did a nice, they have a nice movie poster. It's a nice painted alligator poster. Yeah. It's a nice looking thing, but yeah, it like I said, are you going to have an alligator in your alligator movie at some point? Okay. All right.
That's too funny. All right, Tom. Let everybody know socials, of course, where to follow you. What else are you going to be at? Are you going to be at cons? Where can people find you, follow you, all of that good
stuff? So bigdoginc.com if you just need books, trade paperbacks and variant covers and singles, whatever is there. We do we're on Facebook is pretty much our primary social media, but we have Instagram and X and whatever else. We're starting to do some TikTok stuff over there too. So you can find us pretty much wherever you do social media. If you just put in Big Dog Inc., you'll find us. And you'll be able to either find the company or myself. I don't have cons until May. Convention list.
He's like, let me know. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know because it's all out of whack. So May 22nd is my first con. That'll be Cherry Capital Comic Con up in Traverse City in Michigan.
Ooh, nice.
The week after that, I go to Hall of Heroes in Indiana. The week after that, I go to New York for Ozstravaganza. And then I take a couple weeks off and I'm in Reno July 10th for Silver Age Comic Con. And then a couple weeks after that, I make my return to San Diego Comic Con. I will be at the Antarctic Press booth with whoever else they're sending down. I will be an official part of the Antarctic Press booth at San Diego Comic Con.
Cool. I wonder if Terry's going. You think Terry Parr will go? Sometimes he'll go.
To San Diego?
Yeah. For the Antarctic Press?
I mean, I'm sure if he were to, go, he'd be willing to like, they're not going to get him like a badge. You know what I mean? Like Silver Age Comic Con. Oh, excellent. Reno. Yeah, I've got a friend of mine that lives in Reno. So I was like, when I saw the Comic Con, I was like, oh, and then it's right before San Diego. So I'm going to go there, spend a little time in Reno, and then cruise the coast down to San Diego and have a little vacation time.
Very cool. It'll be a nice time of year though. Might be a little warm.
It'll be a little warm, but that's fine. I can deal with that. I just came out of a little cold. So
yeah. This is why I don't live in Michigan anymore.
you gotta go out and recharge the solar batteries.
Yeah. Stupid walk for my health. Hey, what's up? You have a major announcement today?
Yeah, we're going to be broadcasting all weekend from Hall of Heroes, Tom.
Oh,
that's bud.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. I've never been. People have told me about it, and they were like, "You should go down there." And I'm not very far away from it, so I was like, "Let's try and go."
Where is that? Where is that show?
It's
Indiana,
in Elkhart, Indiana. Check your email. You probably have an email from them. I just got mine. So
yeah, I got one a couple of days ago. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
The madness will be live at Hall of Heroes. So stop by the booth, do a little interview with us, whatever, That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be talking to people on the floor, fans and vendors and guests and everybody else. So see them, bro.
Cool.
Absolutely. Awesome.
I need to teleport. Chad Perkins, you need to build that teleportation device. I keep telling you.
You've got people in Michigan. You can visit up here.
At least I have a place to stay in Michigan, but not Indiana. Like, I don't know anybody there.
I don't either.
What's that?
That's what hotels are for.
This is true. That's cool. I didn't know there's a Hall of Heroes. There's a video in there. Is that Hall of Heroes? Which one is that one? No, that's Kalamazoo. So that's cool. Yeah,
Kalamazoo is coming up. Yeah, Kalamazoo.
Yeah,
but I don't do that show.
No. Mm-mm. I just want to go out by Kazoo and drink beer.
It's not much of a Comic-Con.
No, there's going to be a ton of people this year. We have a whole video on it. There's a ton of people going. I don't know. But again,
it may have modified in the past. Yeah. I don't know, but I've been there the last couple of years, and there's some people that I know there. Adam and Comfort go down there. They're designers for Critter. Randy Zimmerman's usually there. So there's definitely people that I know there. But as far as like the entire hall of all of it, there's not a lot of comics in it's sort of like a 3-hall thing. And it's very voice actors, and it's very, just kind of stuff, pop culture stuff.
Yeah.
But
Candles,
the comic section is kind of minimal. So yeah.
I've been seeing, even at the last con we were at, they had a booth of t-shirts, and it's like, because there's a lot of Comic Cons these days now that when you fill out your questionnaire, it says, do you use AI, or like no AI are allowed. So I don't know if they're getting past it because they're saying they're selling t-shirts, but on the t-shirt is AI images.
It's AI stuff. Sure. Yeah.
So it's like, ew. How you get around that? Like, that's because you put it on when you like you print your AI image and you put it on a Tumblr. Does it make it not AI? It's still AI. Like,
no, I just saw a video where people were being kicked out for having AI on trading cards and little prints and stuff. So they're kicking them out regardless of what it's put on, but it still has to be up to the promoter to like make that call. So, you just need, if you're seeing AI stuff at a con, you just need to talk to the promoters and be like, I think that guy's got AI stuff.
Yeah.
You might want to see what's going on. And then it's really, at the end of the day, it's up to them to make that decision for their show, but you can at least make them aware of it.
Yeah. And I was like, I do it because you fill out this stuff like 10 months in advance too. And I'm like, did they have an AI clause or did they not? I can't remember. So yeah, it's just going to be like, hey, they have this stuff on the table, and then they have to figure it out. So
yeah.
Anywho.
I don't know. But I don't do AI stuff, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, I was like, neither do I, obviously. So I'm just, it is what it is. So but thank you again for coming on the show. Kickstarter is kicking butt and taking names as always.
Yeah.
And I look forward to getting my omnibus.
Yeah.
It's going to be beautiful. I can't wait. So all the good things. So anything else?
Once we actually have them in hand, I will for sure do an unboxing video so everybody can see them. And like I said, that should be either like right at the end of May-ish or right when I get back from Ostravaganza. So yeah.
Super cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Well, my friends, that is the show. Thank you again. I'm not sure who's coming on next week. I've been out of the loop. So
it's me.
Me. Tom will be on again next week. Yes. But make sure you kiss your babies and be excellent to each other, and tune in again next week for the Tuesday Morning Brew. That's it. I don't know. I got to push a button now. Yeah.
Hug your Dorothys.
Hug your Dorothys and your Tin Man. They need it. Bye.
Ozzy, what are you doing? Come and have a look at this lovely book that was sent over.
You're wrapping in the perpendicular.
Oh, go on and spit the bat out your mouth. No one can understand you like that.
Say how 5 dentists and all.
Oh, well, that's not much better. Ozzy, why don't you sing to me? I can always understand you when you sing to me.
Fucking my brains. What is this my publisher sent me? Inked in black with art so sweet.
So what do you think? Do you like it?
Oh, Lord, yeah.
Coming to Kalamazoo, an event so epic that it must be seen to be believed. A celebration so grand it spans 3 days. Kalamazoo Comic-Con. Join us April 10th through 12th, 2026 at the Kalamazoo Expo Center, 2900 Lake Street, Kalamazoo, Michigan. Doors open Friday from noon to 7 p.m., Saturday 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Sunday 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Meet legendary comic guests like Andrew Petboy, Bart Sears, Bob Hall, Corinne Roberts, Dan Monroe, Danica Davidson, Paul D. Story, Randy Zimmerman, Roger Schultz, Scott Prosima, and Tim Seeley. They're all ready to sign, sketch, and share stories from your favorite comics. And that's not all. Rub shoulders with other special guests, including Blake Foster from Power Rangers, Daniel Logan from Star Wars, Hunter Dino from Power Rangers Dino Fury, Jason Douglas, the voice of Attack on Titan, Megan Shipman from My Hero Academia, Morgana Ignis from Hell of a Boss, Natalie Von Sistine from Dan to Dan, Tiffany Vollmer from Dragon Ball, Young Ye from Like a Dragon, Georgina Leahy, Christina Gailey, Christine McCulfer, Jesse Milo Miles, Kristen Simmons, and the amazing Pink Opal cosplay. Dive into non-stop activities, thrilling panels and Q&As, autograph sessions, photo ops with stars, a massive exhibit hall packed with comics, merch, and collectibles, artist alley showcases, epic cosplay contests, gaming tournaments, kids zones for family fun, and so much more to geek out over. Don't miss this ultimate celebration of comics and pop culture. Grab your tickets now at grcomiccon.com. Prices start low with 3-day passes for the full adventure. We'll see you there, heroes.
Ooh.